Hey everyone, Stephanie DeSonier here. I wanted to pop on. We are in our second week in the beta group for the Content Creators course, and I'm so excited about how well this is going. But we started having a conversation that is, I think it touches on what everyone does, and I want to talk a little bit about it here. So one of the first things that comes up in our conversations is imposter syndrome. And I think everyone who has ever tried to do something outside their comfort zone has had this feeling of being an imposter, at least at some point. And it can be hard to overcome this feeling or try to figure out when you're going to stop feeling like imposter and start feeling confident in what you do. For instance, if you make jewelry, it can be easy for you to go, I shouldn't charge as much as if I think my pieces are worth $200, but then I go, but I should only be charging 100 or 150 because I haven't been around as long as the guy down the road, right? And so people aren't going to want to pay 200 for my jewelry when they could buy his jewelry. Because we get it in our heads, we're not as good as someone else who may have been publicly doing it longer. And while they have spent time crafting their skill, you have too. And the amount of time you spend on a skill doesn't necessarily equate into the ability. There are some people who are able to do something right away, and they just understand it, and they're able to execute it, and there are other people who have to spend years working on something to get it to the level that they think is worthwhile. But no matter what, we all deal with this imposter syndrome, right? And so how do we defeat this imposter syndrome? And the key there is, why do you feel like you're an imposter? Who do you think you're pretending to be? Are you pretending to be someone else? Or are you being genuinely and uniquely you? Because if you're going out there and you're being you're being true to who you are and what you do and how you do it, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. You're not an imposter because you're not going out there and pretending to be someone else. You're going out there and being you. You're going out there and putting your products in the world. You're going out there and telling your story to the world. And that's something that any creative or professional or anyone who's entering a new phase of their life needs to remind themselves is that it doesn't matter how many other people are doing it. It doesn't matter how good the other people are who are doing it. And if you are doing something you love and you believe in what you're doing, then that is enough. That you are not imposter because you are going out and you are being you and you are presenting everything as true to you as you possibly can. And so when you start to feel like you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, I want you to ask yourself, is this something that is true to me? Is this something I passionately believe in? Is this something that I am good at? Because that is all that matters. And I hope that you remember that as you go forward.